Hey everyone, Jen Appleberry here with Appleberry's Attic, and I'm so excited today to bring you a tutorial on how to use scrapbook paper. Now, I know a lot of people out there are scrapbook fans and you do those for your kids or for your life events, and that is great, and I love that for you, but that is not something that I have always done or feel comfortable doing. But I love, love, love the patterns that are available to us via scrapbook paper. So I have found a way to use scrapbook paper in a lot of my crafting projects because I just love it and the patterns that it brings so much. So today I'm going to show you how I'm working with scrapbook paper and kind of adding it and showing you a different element in ways that you can do it, okay? So this is going to be fun on any wooden shape. So think about if you have either gotten a wooden shape from Appleberry's Attic, like the Easter egg or a cute little pot or a heart, really any shape that you can think of, basic or not, heart, star, whatever. It's fun to either paint it solid color and maybe do a pattern or add that scrapbook paper. So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you this cutie little rain boot, okay? So it's a wooden rain boot, and I'm just gonna be adding a little bit of scrapbook paper to be a fun touch of pattern right here in the main portion of the boot, okay? So what I've already done is I've already painted this top little portion because I didn't want it all covered in scrapbook paper. So you'll see that I added a little touch of the cuff of the boot and then the rubber on the bottom. So what I did is before I painted this, I laid down my shape on my scrapbook paper. You can choose any scrapbook paper of your choosing, whether it would be a fun pattern or you can go with something a little bit more solid and neutral. But these fun patterns are what we worked with. And I laid my shape down onto my scrapbook paper. I went ahead and traced it out and cut it out, and now this is what I've got, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and just lay it down on there. There is this little bit, see this groove here? We've got a groove where that rubber meets the boot, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. In this case, I would use an X-Acto knife, and I would find that groove, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out. Let me show you how that's done. See how I'm following that groove? And your blade just kind of knows where to go and what to do. So let that blade follow where it needs to be and cut that off. Now you're seeing the exposed black rubber on the bottom. And to adhere this scrapbook paper, we're gonna go ahead and just use a little Mod Podge. Honestly, ladies, this is a girl's best friend. One of the main things in my little arsenal of crafts is always Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm gonna take my piece of scrapbook paper, lay it face down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and saturate the whole back with a coat of Mod Podge. People will often ask me, Jen, how much Mod Podge and glue do you think I should use? Well, you certainly don't wanna do a really thin coat because that would dry too quickly, and you don't wanna do a super thick coat because that's going to become too thick and heavy on the paper, and it will wrinkle it and shrivel that paper. Go ahead and take your shape, lay that scrapbook paper down, fitting into the shape. And if there is some excess overhang, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that and how to make it look more lived in, okay? So I've got it smoothed out onto my shape, making sure all the air bubbles are out and that this is stuck nice and smooth down. And now at this point, ladies, if you wanted to, you could leave it, but I feel like because it's got that floppy edge of the paper hanging over it, I want to go ahead and take some sandpaper and I'm going to just, I call it knock down. I'm going to knock down the edge of that paper. So I've got my sandpaper and I'm just going to glide right along the edge of that shape. And see how it just peels off that extra little lip. Again, not something that you need to do, but it gives it that lived in look, like the paper and the shape, they were meant to go together. Instead of like, hi, I'm in first grade and I've just glued this paper down to my project. Let me go ahead and get this other side here. And whenever you're working with a three-dimensional shape, whether it's got a little bit of depth to it or a small amount of depth, I would always suggest painting the sides of the shape. So in this case, I'll choose a corresponding color, so whether that be white or maybe a soft pink, and I'll paint the sides of my boot to finish her up, just so that you can see here from a different angle, it's got a nice clean look to it. that make sense? And then what I'll do is in these grooves, so that's another thing, right? We worked with those grooves, and I wanna go ahead and accentuate those grooves a little bit. So I'm gonna come in, and you can either do it with an X-Acto knife or you can do it with your sandpaper, and I'm gonna cut out the rest of that. And again, by running my sandpaper right into the groove, I'm giving that paper and that product a nice lived-in look. Let me go ahead and do it here, and then we're finished up, guys. Go ahead and get in there again with that X-Acto knife. Get out any excess, and then just follow that groove. And there you have it, guys. We've got a super cute rain boot that is going to be perfect for spring, and this is a great way to go ahead and use scrapbook paper and elevate any product. So doing it plain or painting your own pattern is super cute and fun, but definitely the next time you're crafting, consider using scrapbook paper as a way to elevate your project. All right, guys, thanks for watching and happy crafting.